Welcome. We humans have always been fascinated by the limits of our own intellect. We look up at the cosmos and ask profound questions, but we also look inward, trying to understand the very engine of that curiosity, the human brain. Today, we're embarking on a journey to explore some of the most luminous minds in scientific history. We'll be counting down the top 10 scientists with some of the highest estimated IQs ever recorded. It's a list that reads like a hall of fame for human achievement, a testament to what we can accomplish when we apply reason and imagination to the universe's greatest puzzles. Now, before we begin this cosmic countdown, a word of cosmic caution. An IQ score, an intelligence quotient, is just one metric. It's a snapshot, an attempt to quantify the unquantifiable. True genius, the kind that reshapes our understanding of reality, is a symphony of qualities: creativity, perseverance, intuition, and an insatiable childlike wonder. The scientists on this list didn't just have high IQs, they possessed a relentless drive to know, to understand, and to share that understanding with the rest of us. They saw the universe not just as it was, but as it could be understood. So think of this list not as a definitive ranking, but as a celebration of the intellectual horsepower that propelled humanity out of the dark and into the light of scientific understanding. From the clockwork of the heavens to the ghost-like dance of subatomic particles, these individuals dared to ask why and how. They dedicated their lives to deciphering the universe's code. So, let's dim the lights, look to the stars, and begin our countdown with a name that is synonymous with genius itself. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a man whose very name has become a synonym for genius: Albert Einstein. With an estimated IQ floating somewhere between 160 and 190, Einstein wasn't just smart. He fundamentally re-architected our perception of the cosmos. In 1905, his miracle year, he published 4 papers that would forever alter the course of physics. He gave us the theory of special relativity, the iconic equation E equals mc squared, which revealed the deep and profound connection between energy and matter. He looked at the universe and saw not a static stage, but a dynamic, interwoven fabric of space-time. His genius didn't stop there. A decade later, he unveiled his masterpiece, the general theory of relativity. This was a new law of gravity, one where massive objects don't just pull on each other, but literally warp the fabric of space-time around them. And that curvature is what we experience as gravity. It predicted that starlight would bend as it passed a massive object like the sun, a prediction that was stunningly confirmed during a solar eclipse in 1919. Einstein taught us to see gravity not as a mysterious force, but as the very geometry of the universe itself. His insights continue to be the bedrock of modern cosmology. At number 9, we have a mind that soared through the cosmos even as his body was confined to a chair: Stephen Hawking. With an IQ estimated around 160, Hawking took the bizarre, mind-bending physics of Einstein's general relativity and merged it with the strange rules of the quantum world. He turned his formidable intellect towards one of the universe's most enigmatic objects, the black hole. At the time, black holes were thought to be cosmic prisons, points of no return from which nothing, not even light, could escape. They were thought to be eternal and utterly black. But Hawking, with breathtaking insight, showed us that this wasn't the complete picture. He proposed that due to quantum effects near the event horizon, black holes aren't entirely black. They should leak a faint glow of radiation, now known as Hawking radiation, causing them to slowly evaporate over unimaginable timescales. This idea that black holes can shrink and die was revolutionary. It linked thermodynamics, quantum mechanics, and gravity in a way no one had before. Stephen Hawking's legacy is a testament to the power of the human mind to transcend physical limitations and explore the universe's deepest secrets. Our 8th luminary is a scientist who shone with a brilliance that was, quite literally, radioactive: Marie Curie. Her estimated IQ of around 185 is a testament to the fierce intellect that propelled her to break down barriers in a male-dominated world. Alongside her husband Pierre, she embarked on a quest to understand the mysterious rays emitted by uranium, a phenomenon she herself named radioactivity. This wasn't just a discovery, it was the birth of an entirely new field of science, one that would peer into the very heart of the atom. Her work was painstaking, relentless. She and Pierre spent years in a drafty shed, stirring huge vats of pitch-blende ore with an iron rod nearly as tall as she was. Their labor led to the discovery of not one, but 2 new elements: polonium, named for her native Poland, and the intensely radioactive radium. For this, she became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. But she wasn't done. Years later, she won a second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry, making her the only person ever to win the prize in 2 different scientific fields. Marie Curie's legacy is one of courage, perseverance, and a radiant mind that illuminated the hidden structure of matter. Coming in at number 7 is the man who, in many ways, electrified the modern world, Nikola Tesla. With an IQ estimated to be somewhere between 160 and a staggering 310, Tesla was a visionary, an inventor, and honestly, a showman whose mind operated on a totally different frequency. While others were thinking in terms of direct current, or DC, Tesla envisioned a world powered by alternating current, AC, a system that could transmit power efficiently over vast distances. It was a revolutionary idea that became the foundation of our global electrical grid. Tesla's mind was, well, a whirlwind of invention. He gave us the Tesla coil, an electrical resonant transformer circuit that could produce high voltage, low current, high-frequency alternating current electricity. He was a pioneer in wireless communication, remote control, and robotics. He even dreamed of a system that could transmit power wirelessly to any point on the globe. While some of his grander visions never quite came to pass, his practical inventions laid the groundwork for radio, television, and, the very power outlets we plug into every single day. He was a true wizard of the modern age. At number 6, we journey back to the dawn of the scientific revolution to meet a giant upon whose shoulders so many others have stood, Isaac Newton. With an estimated IQ pushing 190, Newton was a figure of titanic intellect. During his own miracle years, while escaping the plague in London, he actually laid the foundations for classical mechanics, optics, and calculus. He looked at the world and saw not chaos, but an underlying order, a set of universal laws that governed the motion of everything, from a falling apple to the orbiting moon. His magnum opus, the Principia Mathematica, is honestly one of the most important scientific books ever written. In it, he laid out his 3 laws of motion and the law of universal gravitation. Suddenly, the heavens and the earth were united under a single elegant mathematical framework. He showed that the same force that pulls an apple to the ground is what keeps the planets in their elliptical orbits around the sun. Newton gave us the tools to understand the universe as a grand, predictable clockwork machine, a perspective that would dominate science for more than 2 centuries. Breaking into our top 5 is the brilliant and famously irreverent Richard Feynman. His IQ was a more modest 125, which, honestly, perfectly illustrates our point that these numbers don't tell the whole story. Feynman was a titan in the world of theoretical physics, especially in the realm of quantum electrodynamics, or QED. This is the theory that describes how light and matter interact, one of the most precise and successful theories in all of science. For his work, he shared the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1965. But Feynman's genius wasn't just in his calculations, it was in his ability to see things with a profound intuitive clarity. He developed the famous Fineman diagrams, simple pictorial representations of the complex mathematical expressions governing the behavior of subatomic particles. He was also a master teacher, known as the Great Explainer, who could break down the most complex ideas into something understandable, often with a mischievous grin and a bongo drum solo. His curiosity was honestly infectious, reminding us all that science should be above all fun. At number 4, we find the man who pointed a telescope at the heavens, and in doing so, forever changed our place in the universe, Galileo Galilei. With an IQ estimated around 185, Galileo was a polymath who excelled in physics, mathematics, and astronomy. He didn't invent the telescope, but he improved upon it. And more importantly, he had the revolutionary idea to turn it towards the night sky. What he saw there, honestly, shattered the ancient Earth-centered view of the cosmos that had held sway for millennia. He saw that the moon was not a perfect celestial sphere, but was covered in mountains and craters, just like the Earth. He discovered 4 moons orbiting Jupiter, proving that not everything in the heavens revolved around our planet. He observed the phases of Venus, which could only be explained if Venus orbited the Sun, not the Earth. His book, The Starry Messenger, presented this evidence to the world. For his troubles, he was famously tried by the Inquisition, but the truth he uncovered could not be silenced. Galileo ushered in the age of observational astronomy, and set us on the path to our true cosmic address. Our number 3 scientist is a man who was not only a brilliant astronomer, but also our greatest guide to the cosmos, Carl Sagan. With an IQ estimated at 170, Sagan's scientific contributions were significant, particularly in understanding the atmospheres of Venus and Mars and the possibility of extraterrestrial life. He was an early and vocal proponent of the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, helping to turn a fringe idea into a legitimate scientific inquiry. He understood the vastness of space and the profound implications of our place within it. But Sagan's true genius may have been his unparalleled ability as a science communicator. Through his book Cosmos and the accompanying television series, he took millions of us on a journey through space and time. He spoke of star stuff and pale blue dots with a poetic reverence that made the universe accessible, awe-inspiring, and deeply personal. He championed skepticism and critical thinking, urging us to use the candle in the dark of science to push back against superstition. He didn't just teach us about the universe, he made us feel like we were a part of it. In the runner-up position, we have a mind that saw the future of computing a full century before it came to be, Ada Lovelace. The daughter of the poet Lord Byron, Lovelace had an estimated IQ of around 190, and she possessed a unique fusion of artistic imagination and rigorous mathematical logic, a mindset she called poetical science. She worked alongside Charles Babbage, the inventor of the analytical engine, a mechanical general-purpose computer that was, unfortunately, never fully built in their time. While translating an article about Babbage's machine, Lovelace did something extraordinary. She added her own extensive set of notes, which were 3 times longer than the original article. In these notes, she didn't just describe the machine's function, she envisioned its potential. She realized the machine could go beyond mere calculation and could be used to manipulate any symbol, like music or letters, if they could be expressed in a logical form. She wrote what is now recognized as the world's first computer program, an algorithm for the analytical engine to compute Bernoulli numbers. She was, without a doubt, the prophet of the digital age. And at the number 1 spot on our list, we have a living legend, a mathematician whose abilities are so profound they are often compared to the greatest prodigies in history, Terrence Tao. With a verified IQ of 230, one of the highest ever recorded, Tao's genius was apparent from an astonishingly young age. He was attending university-level math courses at the age of 9, became the youngest ever gold medalist in the International Mathematical Olympiad at 13, and earned his PhD from Princeton at 21. Today, he is a professor at UCLA and is widely regarded as one of the greatest living mathematicians. His work spans a breathtaking range of fields, from harmonic analysis and partial differential equations to number theory and combinatorics. He has a unique ability to see deep connections between disparate areas of mathematics, leading to breakthroughs on problems that have stumped mathematicians for decades. He is a recipient of the Fields Medal, often called the Nobel Prize of Mathematics. Terrence Tao represents the pinnacle of human intellectual potential, a mind that operates on the farthest frontiers of human thought. So there you have it. From the geometry of space-time to the logic of computation, from the heart of the atom to the edge of the observable universe. These 10 individuals, and countless others like them, represent the best of us. They are the explorers who chart the unknown territories of reality. Not with ships, but with thought experiments, equations, and an unyielding curiosity. Their intelligence, whether measured by an IQ score or by the sheer weight of their contributions, is a beacon that has guided human progress for centuries. They remind us that the universe is not just stranger than we imagine, it is stranger than we can imagine. But the story of science is not a closed book. It's a continuing saga written one discovery at a time. The work of these giants has laid a foundation upon which new generations of scientists are building. They solved old mysteries and, in doing so, uncovered even deeper and more profound questions that we are still grappling with today. What is dark matter? What happened before the Big Bang? Are we alone in the universe? The quest for knowledge is an endless frontier, and the journey is just as important as the destination. This list is, of course, subjective. It's a starting point for a conversation. Who did we miss? Who would be on your top 10 list? Perhaps Leonardo da Vinci with his unparalleled blend of art and science? Or Rosalind Franklin, whose crucial work was central to understanding DNA? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The greatest tribute we can pay to these brilliant minds is to continue the conversation, to keep asking questions, and to never, ever lose our sense of wonder. Thank you for joining me on this journey.